Today we're going to be creating a stone cairn with our watercolors, and I'm using complements blue and orange. I think I'm using here cobalt blue and some cadmium red to create sort of a blue-gray neutral. I'm using a lot of water, which I want you to make sure that you do, because as it dries you're going to get some great texture. And adding some salt, which is going to add more texture. When that salt dries, as it dries, it soaks up the pigment and leaves little star shapes everywhere. And I'll use that throughout. This whole stack of stones is going to be blues and oranges. Blue and orange are complements, and when you combine complements, you're going to get an array of luminous neutrals, which is one of the most fun aspects of watercolor to me. The way that you can mix neutrals and still have the luminosity and the variation. Now I just added some Brusho watercolor pigment. That's the bright blue that you see on the fourth stone up. I used ultramarine, and Brusho pigment is so fun to use, but very, very messy. So just be aware of that. They come in little pots, and in on the lid, I poke a tiny hole, and then I sprinkle it on through that hole because the dry pigment does get everywhere. More salt. Again, when you add the salt for texture, you need to make sure that your paint is still wet because it needs time to dry to soak up that the pigment around it. And you've already got some beautiful texture happening on that bottom rock where the salt is starting to absorb. And adding in the shadow, blue-gray, around that bottom rock. Adding in some shadow underneath the second rock. And I will also do more of this after the entire thing dries. This is just the first layer. So use water, use salt, have fun.